Hello friends, we have been reading chapter 4 of your class 10 textbook, Entre Jeunes, Le Plaisir de Lire, the pleasure of reading. And this is the second and final video of this chapter. Please open your textbook and come to the page number 34. So let's continue. This is page number 34 of your textbook. Lis le texte. Read the text. Dani. Dani says, yesterday, quand je suis rentré chez moi, when I returned to my house. Suis rentré, it is, which tense it is? It is passé composé. Je suis rentré, I returned chez moi, to my house. J'étais vraiment fatigué. So in this, I was really fatigued or tired. I was really tired. J'étais vraiment fatigué. Which tense is it? It is another tense which is called plus que parfait. So it is a grammar topic. Plus que parfait has been used in this sentence. Passé composé as well as plus que parfait. Why he was tired? Parce que, because on avait beaucoup travaillé au lycée. We had very much worked, too much worked at the high school. At the school, we had worked too much. Therefore, I was fatigué. I was tired. Pauline says, et moi aussi, and me too. J'étais épuisé. I was completely exhausted. Épuisé, exhausted, completely tired. I had been completely tired. Again, plus que parfait. Quand, when, je suis retourné du lycée, when I returned from the school, car, because j'avais eu, I had une longue journée, a long day. I had a long day. Again, plus que parfait tense. Le soir, the evening, j'ai lu un roman intéressant. I read, j'ai lu. Avoir plus lire. It is passé composé, tense. J'ai lu, I read un roman intéressant, an interesting novel. And this is the name of that interesting novel, Le Tour du Monde en 80 jours. The round of the world or around the world in 80 days. The Jules Verne, by Jules Verne. Next page. Dani says, ah oui, j'avais vu hier sur ta table. I had seen it on your table. This novel. Moi aussi, me too, je viens de lire un roman formidable. Viens de, it is passé récent, recent past tense. Myself also, I have just read. It means I have just read. Je viens de lire. I have just read un roman formidable, a great novel, Le Petit Prince. The name of the novel is Small Prince, The Small Prince, Le Petit Prince, d'Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It is a novel by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Est-ce que tu l'as lu? Have you read it? Toi aussi, you yourself also? Oui, Pauline says, yes, je l'avais lu. I had read it. again plus que parfait. I had read it. Il y a longtemps. It has been long time. It is long time, long before I had read it. C'est une histoire intéressante. It is an interesting story. Histoire, story. Intéressante, interesting. Interesting story. J'adore lire. I love to read. Tu sais, you know. Moi aussi. Danny says, me too. Quand je m'étais inscrit à la bibliothèque, when I had enrolled myself in the library, j'ai emprunté beaucoup de romans. I had borrowed. Emprunter is to borrow. I had borrowed. I borrowed. It is passé composé, avoir plus participe passé. J'ai emprunté. I borrowed many Roma novels. The review is the magazine, and the reviews and the magazines I had borrowed. La lecture, c'est ma passion. It is my passion to read. La lecture, reading. Reading is my passion. Voilà un extrait du livre. Here is, voilà means here is an extract from the book. Lorsque j'avais 6 ans, when I was 6 years old, lorsque means when I had or I was 6 years old, j'ai vu, I saw, une fois. Here you will see the past tense, that is passé composé, as well as imparfait, which is also a kind of past tense. J'ai vu, I saw, une fois, one time, une magnifique image, a big image, a great image, a magnificent image, dans un livre sur la forêt vierge qui s'appelait Histoire vécue. In a book on the virgin forest, which called itself or which was named Histoire vécue. This was the name of the book. Ça représentait un serpent boa. It represented a boa serpent. So boa serpent is a kind of a species of serpent qui avalait un fauve, which swallowed or which had swallowed a big animal, maybe a cat. Voilà la copie du dessin. Here is the copy of the drawing. So here is the copy of the drawing. You can see a boa is swallowing a cat. On disait dans le livre, they said, on disait, on here is not we, it means rather they. They said in the livre, les serpents boa, the boa serpents, avalent leur proie tout entière. They swallow their prey in entirety. They swallow it whole. Sans la mâcher, without chewing it. Mâcher, chewing. Sans, without chewing. Ensuite, thereafter, ils ne peuvent pas plus bouger. They do not move anymore. Et ils dorment pendant les 6 mois de leur digestion. And they sleep for 6 months during their digestion. So they eat it whole. The boa serpent eats its prey whole, entirely, and they sleep. The serpent sleeps for the next 6 months for its digestion. J'ai alors beaucoup réfléchi sur les aventures de la jungle. I have then much reflected upon, much thought about on the adventures of the jungle. I had much thought about the adventures of the jungle. À mon tour, in my turn, on my turn, j'ai réussi. I succeeded avec un crayon de couleur with a color pencil à tracer mon premier dessin. To trace out my first drawing. Mon dessin numéro 1. My drawing number 1. So this was written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Le Petit Prince is the name of the book, and Gallimard is the publisher. And this is the year of publishing. This is page number 37 of your book. Lis ce poème, read this poem, et raconte l'histoire, and retell the story. Read this poem and retell this story. Le renard et les raisins. Renard is fox. Le renard, the fox, and the grapes. Raisin, grapes. Certain Gascon, there was a Gascon renard or fox. It is a kind of fox. D'autres, these Normands, among others, tell the Normandies, the people of Normandy say that there was a fox. Mourant presque la fin. Dying, mourant, dying, almost, presque, almost dying. The fin of hunger, almost dying of hunger. Vito au d'une treille des raisins mûres apparemment. It lived vito au d'une treille. It lived on a higher land to the vineyard. Vineyard of treille means vineyard, wine or vineyard of grapes. Those grapes were mûr. They were mature or they were ripe. Apparemment, looking. Apparently, they were quite ripe because, why? एक couverte d'une peau vermeille. And how did they look? They were of vermeil color. They were reddish color. So they were very attractive. Those grapes were looking ripe and they were a bit red. So their skin was red, covered with red skin. Le galant en a fait volontiers un repas. Repas means food, meal. Le galant, that gallant fox. Fox is here addressed as le galant, the gallant. Bahadur. Is Bahadur ne en fait volontiers un repas. He had voluntarily made it, the grapes, made the grapes a meal. He would have eaten it. But what happened? But, comme il n'y pouvait atteindre, he could not reach them. As, comme means as, il n'y pouvait, it could not. Pouvait, pouvoir is the verb. It could not atteindre. It could not reach to those grapes because they were very high. Ils sont trop verts. So he was full of disdain. The fox was of bad nature and he abused kind of those grapes. You know, these are not ripe. these are still green. Ils sont trop verts. Where is green? They are very green. Dit-il, told he, said he. Et bon pour des goujats. And these are good for, bon pour, these are good for the goujats. Goujats are uncultured people. They are said to be of uncultured people. This is good for uncultured people, not fit for me, that is to say. Not fit for me, not for, because I am a gallant, and these grapes are very green. So it is not fit for me to eat. I leave it for the goujat, for the uncultured people. Fit-il pas mieux que de se plaindre? So the writer, La Fontaine, says, fit-il pas mieux que? What could he better do than complaining? Se plaindre, complaining. So what could he do? This fox, what could he do except complaining? Because he could not reach there. He wrote many fables. Jean de La Fontaine, he was a story writer. Le Renard et les Raisons. This is the story of the grapes and the fox. Fable indienne du Panchatantra. Fables or stories, Indian stories from Panchatantra. You might have read the stories from Panchatantra. They are animal stories which have a message also. C'est une collection de contes. Here is the collection. This is a collection of stories, contes, stories, et de fables sanskrit. Sanskrit fables en 5 Panch livres, Tantra. So this is a story book, collection of stories or fables in 5 books, Panchatantra. Panchatantra is the book's name, and they are collections, they are anthologies of fables. Elle a peut-être été réunie au 5e siècle. These books were perhaps reunited or collected in 5th century by le savant, the knowledgeable person named Vishnu Sharma. So this was the writer of Panchatantra, Vishnu Sharma. So such stories are available in Sanskrit also, not only La Fontaine, but also Vishnu Sharma wrote it. Alp Mountains. What the neuf? What's new? Depuis le mois de septembre? Since the month of September. Depuis, since le mois de, the month of September, je suis les cours d'allemand. Notice that suis is not is or are or am. This is not be. This is another verb, suivre, to follow. Suivre. Je suis. So suivre is to follow. So it means I am following. I am following the German classes. 2 jours par semaine, 2 times per week. Et cela me plaît beaucoup, and I like it very much. Je te quitte pour l'instant. I leave you for the time. Je t'embrasse. I hug you. Sonia. So Sonia is writing from this place, Alps, and she has written a message that she has been following a German course, German classes, which are conducted 2 days per week. And she likes it very much. This was all for today. Thank you.